What's up guys, welcome to a new video. This video is not gonna be as they usually are. I'm not gonna put a lot of editing time. I just want to start this series where I can just sit in front of the camera and provide consistent value about things that work for me in my life and with my business. If you don't know who I am, I'm Franco Burset. I've been running a business for the last 3 years. I started with e-commerce and then I realized that I was good at other things, and in the meantime, as I was running that e-commerce, I started a marketing agency without buying any sort of course or anything. It wasn't something that I planned. It was just more like someone saw my work with my own e-commerce on social media, and they hired me. It was like for $250. They hired me to manage their social media, and that kind of turned into two businesses at the same time. So I had the e-commerce and I had the marketing agency, and after a good amount of time, I realized that if I wanted to be really good at one, I couldn't do both. And that's when I decided to just do the marketing agency. We've been in business again for the last 2.5 years. This has been the best year for us so far. We actually grown an insane amount. We are a team of 8 people, and I'm consistently learning new things. If you don't know anything about me, I'm originally from Argentina. I grew up in Argentina until I was 18 years old, and then I moved to the US. I'm currently in New York City. I also went to college in New Jersey, so a majority of my time in the US was in New Jersey, but I moved to New York around 2-3 years ago. I used to go back and forth a lot. Like I used to be in New York and then back to Jersey just because of content sessions and stuff. But now I delegated everything, and pretty much whenever content sessions happen, I don't have to go. So I'm always in New York, and then the team handles those. I just talk about 2 super important things. One of them is delegating, and the other one is focus. So first I told you that I had 2 businesses and I had to focus on one, and that's how I was able to grow it. And then I also told you delegating. I used to do everything, and now I have a team. Let me take a sip on my mate, and then I'll continue. The whole point of these videos again is I just want to have a conversation with you guys. I want to make it as raw as possible. I don't want to put a lot of editing. I don't want people to consume my content because it's hot and trendy. I don't really care about that. I used to make a lot of my videos like that, but I realized that the goal is to provide value, and those who need the value, those who actually want to listen to me, will listen to the videos and will stay to watch, and those who just want the dopamine hits can go find the dopamine hits with other creators. But yeah, let me take a sip. It is really good. If you don't know what mate is, it's an Argentinian drink. A lot of soccer players drink it. So if you follow soccer, you probably saw Messi, Suarez, like a lot of players drinking it. But yeah, it's an Argentinian drink. It's not Uruguayan, it's Argentinian. And yeah, I've been drinking mate since I was probably 5 years old. But anyways, since I touched on those 2 topics, again, I just sat in front of the camera with no idea what I was going to say. I was just going to introduce the format. But the first thing that I want to talk about is let's start with focus. I think that a lot of people want to start a lot of things, and they all worry about, like, am I in the right vehicle? Am I doing the right thing? Shouldn't I start a real estate company? Shouldn't I start this new AI automation agency? And the reality is that when it comes to business and when it comes to actually being successful at something, you have to pick a path and you have to stick to it for a very long time in order for you to be successful. And I think a lot of people, and this used to happen to me, that's why I started with 2 businesses. I learned it the hard way, but you can't do everything. You're just spreading yourself too thin, and you never really get to be really good at something. So you can have like 5 businesses, but I know that you're broke, because the odds that in this stage of your life you can run 5 businesses at the same time from zero are really low. Because in order to really grow a business, you need so much time. Like you need to literally from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. be working on your business. And that's what I've been doing for the last probably 2-3 years. And I realized that when I stopped focusing on the e-commerce a good amount, and the e-commerce was very successful. It wasn't just like a drop shipping brand. Like I actually built really good brand equity. A lot of people still tell me like, why did you stop that? But the reality is that the moment that I said no to that and I started focusing on the agency, is the moment that we started growing massively, because now instead of dedicating 4 hours to the e-commerce and 7 hours or 8 hours a day to the agency, I was dedicating 16 hours or whatever amount of hours a day to the agency. So the e-commerce was out of the picture, and now I could put all my focus towards this thing. And that's when I very quickly we started growing. And I think that, again, this is probably one of the most important topics to talk about, because on the internet, you're getting all the time these new business models and these influencers trying to sell you a course. So all they tell you is, this is the perfect model for 2025. This is what you have to do. They can't speak. This is what you have to do now. And the reality is that that's all bullshit. They're probably not even running that business. The way that they got to that point was by selling you a course. So for you to believe that that's the best product and the best opportunity, and for you to stop doing the thing that is already making you money, to do that, it's a complete distraction. And it's going to be 4 to 5 months for you to realize that you should have just stick to that thing that you were doing. So like, for example, if I'm running a marketing agency and I get this new AI automation agency opportunity, right? And I start studying in order to build that new service on top of my services, then that will take so much time on my day that in 3 months, I didn't grow the business because I was focusing on developing this new thing that I don't even know how to get clients for. I never really worked on it, so I'm brand new, instead of kept selling the thing that was actually working. So I'm saying this because it happened to me not only with the e-commerce, but it happened to me with a lot of things. I'm hoping that I'm sending the right message and I'm saying it clearly, but it's really tough when you're in a situation where you want to be successful in one thing, but you don't know how long it's going to take. So as soon as a new opportunity comes in, you take on that. And I think that focus, again, it's the most important thing. And if you are able to focus on one thing and you stick to it for long enough, I can pretty much guarantee you that you're going to be successful. That's what I've been doing for the last 2-3 years. And when people ask me, oh, how did you get to that point? And again, I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but when people do see my situation, they see that I buy nice things and I have nice stuff and I'm able to live a really good life and go to vacation wherever I want. They ask me, how did you do that? And the reality is that I just focused on one thing for 16 hours a day for 2-3 years, and all of that compounds. And that's how you actually get better. If you're consistently thinking that you want to get to the goal, and you're consistently thinking about the time that it takes you to get to that goal, instead of focusing on doing the daily activities, you lose focus, you become distracted because you're always thinking about the goal. And since the goal is what it's on your mind all the time, as soon as someone tells you that something else can get you to that goal faster, you're gonna jump on it right away. But you're not understanding the principles of success, which, again, one of them is to focus, to be able to stick to something for long enough. And I think that a lot of people don't have a skill problem, they have a focus problem. It's not that they don't know how to do something, it's that they're distracted. They always think about something else instead of the thing that will actually make them money, will actually get them to their goals. So again, I don't think I'm an expert at explaining these things. I'm hoping to get better, and that's why I want to make these type of videos as well. I want to document everything. But yeah, the first one is definitely focus. And yeah, I had something in my mind that I can't remember right now. But anyways, I think I sent my point across. The very last thing that I'm gonna say is this doesn't only happen with businesses that you wanna start. Like, it's not that you're distracted because you wanna start a business instead of keeping to do a new business, instead of keeping to the thing that is working for you. But this also applies to competition. Like, I realized, for example, that I was too focused on some competitors. I'm like, oh, this guy did this. This guy is running this agency and they're very good. And one thing is looking at them and trying to see what they're doing for you to get better and for you to not copy them, but like analyze the competitor. Another thing is to consistently be thinking about the competitor. That takes so much space in your mind that you're always distracted. So if you just focus on being the best that you can be at that one thing, instead of focusing on the competitors or focusing on the best way to make money or focusing on crypto or focusing on investments, like, you're not there yet. So for you to take your mind out of the thing that is gonna get you to your goals to do something else, is one of the stupidest things that you can do. And I'm telling you based on experience. In the beginning of the year, I focused on crypto for a little bit and I put just money out of nowhere on something that I didn't even know how to use. And I lost probably around $10,000. It was a pretty stupid decision. But if I put those $10,000 towards ads and towards growing my business, that would have given me so much more return. Or even if I invested in my skills. And the reality is that I was distracted. I tried to make quick money because I was thinking of the goal, and I lost all my money because I just was doing the wrong thing. So anyways, I'm gonna take one more sip of mate because in this whole 10 minutes or whatever I'm on, 12 minutes, I didn't even take 3 sips. I'm gonna take one more sip, and I think I'm pretty much done with the video. I don't think I have much more to offer today. I think this is the first episode and I wanted to say something that was valuable. I'm gonna try to do this more often. But yeah, the first one that I was gonna talk about was focus, and all these videos are gonna be based on my experience, based on the things that happened to me. So it's not that I'm making this out of nowhere, this actually happened to me. I had to close a business that was running very smoothly just because I couldn't do 2 at the same time. And again, the crypto example, and there are many other examples where I was just focused on doing something else, and I realized that that was just getting me farther from my goals. So hopefully you guys liked the video. Hopefully you guys were able to get some value from it. And yeah, with that being said, I guess I'll see you in the next one.